There's our culprit. Imogen Salzo, Senior Operations Specialist, and one of the few I had in mind for who could pull this off. Well, the motive could be anything. Credits, grudges, even boredom. Either that, or she's highly displeased with someone at the company. Well, before we make any harsh decisions, I'll need to question her myself. I want you to head to her office and escort her here. We have to make sure she doesn't try anything before I have a chance to speak with her. If she runs, the guilt will be apparent. And you'll have no choice but to dispose of her. As much as I'd like you to subdue her and bring her in, Imogen would never allow it. She knows what fate lies ahead for those who betray this corporation and get caught. I just want to avoid a scene. Sending you keeps the rumor mill at bay. Don't put anything past her. When you're dealing with corporate workers, discerning the truth from the lies is the hardest part. Even if she suspects anything, chances are low she'll make a scene. She's too smart for that.
Don't wander into any restricted areas.
The RUJIN CEO is no joke.
Hey there. Taking a break? You didn't hear this from me, but you remember Tomo, your hot date from Terrabrew on day one? Apparently, he finally fulfilled his dream of being a field op. With a competitor. You ask me, nothing good will come of it. The guy's a bundle of nerves and a hothead to boot.
If you happen to see Lyndon on this floor, give a girl a heads up.
Let me guess. Looking for Imogen? Try not to harass my techs too much. They have work to do. I'm sure you can tell by now, she isn't here, which is a shame since I have several documents I need her to sign off on. She's always been the master of avoiding desk work. She hasn't stepped into the office since the maintenance closure, probably abusing her paid time off again. I know for a fact she doesn't have any external meetings or business trips. There are work skills and there are life skills. I can't help it if I have both. I'm not even sure that's any business of yours, but I do enjoy keeping close tabs on my counterpart. Dare I ask why you need to know? Yeah, no thanks. Getting information out of Dalton is like talking to a wall. Besides, speculation is far more fun. I have Imogene's last location at Frankie's Grab and Go, which we all know is a front for the Sioka Syndicate. You'll want to get executive sign-off if you plan on chasing after her. I'd say Dalton is your best bet. Your guess is as good as mine. But she's up to something. I could tell she was trying to cover her tracks, but this is my job. And there's a reason I'm in charge of the technicians here. Is there an echo in the room? Yeah, Frankie's is a front. Crap convenience store on the outside, high-tech hideout on the inside. Of course, the only people that really know that are RUJIN, Bayou, and the Syndicate itself. Yeah, because bosses love it when you go around them. Have fun with that. Good luck finding Imogene. Oh, and if you do catch up with her, be sure to let her know I had everything to do with it.
Any trouble.
Company's future might be riding on this deal.
I've been waiting here for ages.
No Imogene, I see. Could she really be onto us already? A good question. But with her abilities and connections, the possibilities are too many to speculate on right now. We need to find her first, and address that issue afterward. Great. I can only assume she'll be well prepared when you find her. If Imogene's with the Syndicate, I can't just send you after her. You'll need to speak with Benjamin Bayou. We have to make sure he's aware of the situation. If we're lucky, he may even help us get to Imogene. Bayou owns the Sioka Syndicate. For you to walk in there without discussing it with him first could be seen as a violation of our business relationship. Good, because without it, this adds a complexity that we do not have time for. Head over to the trade tower and be discreet. Let Bayou know that you're there on RUJIN's behalf. He may ask for credits or even a favor. Just give him what he wants. It shouldn't be for anything unfamiliar. Bayou is a businessman. Any favor he may request wouldn't be far off from the assignments you have already completed here. If you think my job has been easy since learning about the mole, let me educate you. We've been working around the clock on security upgrades, rerunning background checks, and combing through timelines. Just be sure to bring her back here in one piece. If she's truly the mole, she'll have a lot to answer to. If she resists or tries to run, we have no choice but to take it as an admission of guilt. I'm afraid you'll have to dispose of her. Matters like these are handled within the corporation. The information we're dealing with is too sensitive for law enforcement, and their security leaves much to be desired. It wouldn't be long before the information was either leaked to the press or sold to yet another competitor. The risk of Imogene continuing to operate as a traitor is too high. If we don't dispose of her now, she could cause a great deal of harm to this company. She knows the consequences of betraying RUJIN, which makes her dangerous. If the situation does take a turn for the worst, I only ask that you perform a thorough search for any evidence she may have in her possession. I trust you won't let your past relationship cloud your judgment. Remember, don't let her out of your sight once you find her. I highly doubt the administrator's involved. If he knew we were dealing with a mole that might threaten RUJIN's success, he'd be taking less subtle measures to dispose of them. That, and I have no doubt we would have heard from him by now. I don't know. I want to believe she's innocent, but trust isn't something we put much faith in when it comes to security. Benjamin Bayou is administrator of Neon. He runs this town and controls almost everything in it. The only exception is RUJIN Industries, but only due to how mutually beneficial our relationship has been. It's a delicate situation. Bayou could make things very difficult for us if we crossed him.
Chase more zone heads out of here today. Hey there, welcome to Newell's. Best deals in town. Tell everyone you know about our store.
Packaged food? Check.
If it's to eat something. Then here I thought you were just wasting my time. All right, buzz off. I'm busy.
place for tourists these days. The area's gone to hell.
Keep your nose clean. Last thing I want is to charge you for a DP.
No complaints. Granted, there was a period of time where I wasn't sure where my life was going. But now...
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say this twice. Get the hell away from me.
I don't recall sending for anyone. What do you want? It's been a very beneficial partnership. As long as we continue to look out for our mutual interests, I can't complain. No. I can always make time when it comes to an old friend. So, what would be the reason? I may consider RUJIN an ally, but Dalton especially knows I don't give anything blindly. As long as it doesn't involve the Syndicate members themselves, I'll tell you what. I'll make sure the Syndicate lets you in hassle-free, provided you do a little something for me. And what mutual benefit would that be? This is starting to sound like my kind of deal. All right. You talk a good game. And I suppose if we're looking at a mutually beneficial situation, there's no reason for me not to allow such a small favor. Check in with Ms. Moore at Frankie's. I'll send word along that you're to be expected, so she shouldn't give you any trouble. Fair warning, the Syndicate should let you search any common areas, but if anyone catches you snooping around private quarters, I'll just say, be prepared for some hostilities. What are you standing around for? You got what you wanted. We're done here.
better have credits to spend. You lost, kiddo? Sure. I just don't get too many quality customers here. Most folks head over to Newell's or the Emporium if they've got the creds. I'd say less than half my customers are legit. The others are just kids up to no good. Just something I call everyone. Nothing to get worked up over. I had some high hopes for this shop back when my husband and I opened it a while back. These days, if you ain't a regular, you're usually trouble. Course, something happened. Ain't that always the case? Let's just say those hopes died a long time ago, and there ain't no reviving them. Snacks, drinks, odds and ends, typical convenience store fare. Thought we'd snag a few of the Astro Lounge clubgoers who might want something to go on their way home. Turns out we were more appealing to the local gangs. And living at UC? No thanks. Besides, I ain't about to let a few undesirables chase me away from what I've built here. Mostly tied up in those good-for-nothing gangs. Those disciples and strikers always fighting over who gets to run the place, and not giving a damn over whose lives they ruin. Solomon thought a small convenience store with cheaper prices would make a killing. Of course, the only killing made was when he got himself shot in a robbery. Now it's just me running this place, so you can see why I'm not a huge fan of strangers in my shop. I may not be on the main strip, but I make enough to keep me afloat. Lucky for me, my regulars are a devoted crew. Oh, you're the one getting special treatment. Huh. I knew you was some sort of trouble. I've got one rule for you in there, so it shouldn't be hard to remember. 3rd floor is off limits. They catch you snooping around, and it's open season. I'm more of an honorary member. I let them take up residence in the back, keep things looking legit. They keep this business afloat, so finances don't keep me up at night. It ain't a threat if it's a rule, now is it? Don't worry, she wouldn't be allowed up there either. For the record, I'm only granting you access because I have to. You'll find that young lady you're looking for holed up in a room almost straight ahead. Just remember to keep your eyes on the prize. The less you consider this an open house, the better. I haven't been a fan of strangers since I lost my husband. Just don't try. Have it your way.
Credits left. Wonder how I should spend them.
Gangs think they run this city, but I don't see people building statues of them. You're bothering me. Then you should stop. It's one of my rules, and it served me well. Besides, you don't want to talk to me. Fact is, I'm not a good man. Best keep your distance. No, I'm not. Not particularly. Yeah, I bet you do. I work the warehouses. Clock in, clock out, mind my business. Gangs leave me alone. You should too. Yeah, keep things short. Don't drink on the job, drink every minute after. Never play cards with a street rat. Don't love what you can't respect. That's all I got. Anything more would break the first rule.
I told them it was a bad idea. Have you ever met anyone?
No, I'm not.
I don't know about that. Well,
Uh-huh.
that's me getting ready to jump on.
No funny business.
Too many recruits don't respect syndicate tradition.
You try anything, you're dead.
I could use a new suit. Time to ask for more protection.
The club's still hot by the time I get there later. I'm watching you. Back off. I'm watching you.
Got any more of that stuff? I was so zonked last night, even the hallucinations had trouble understanding what I was saying.
All out. You realize you shouldn't do Aurora at a time like this, right?
Who cares? Who's gonna stop me?
You'll stop yourself if you're not careful. I knew a guy whose sense of time was so messed up on Aurora, he literally tripped while being chased by security. Fell right over the railing into the sea below, and was never seen again.
Okay, fine. You made your point. No dipping into the supply while on the job. So, you got the damn stuff or not?
I'll get you someone who are done here. You try anything, you're dead.
I gotta ask,
back off.
I figured our paths would cross sooner or later. Not that I thought I was safe, but I never expected anyone to just slip by all the syndicate here. I had a feeling you'd be the one to come after me. Yes and no, but mostly no. Just hear me out, okay? You stay in this business long enough, you get enough favors and connections that can help you see anything coming. Nix owed me a favor and gave me the heads up. I know this doesn't look good, but I had no choice. Ularu set me up. Yes, I've been acting as a double agent, but because she ordered me to. The assignment was meant to deceive, not benefit. And Project Dominion is way above my pay grade. It'd be impossible for me to deliver it. At least, intentionally. I'm not the one with motive here. First, I'm not about to reboot my life. Second, I'm not spending the rest of my life looking over my shoulder for the next field op they'd send after me. Of course. But first you have to understand, she used me to play an unwitting part in this, so I'm the one that takes the fall. That's why I said it'd be impossible for me to intentionally pull this off. Look, I only know about Project Dominion because I wanted to know exactly what I was being accused of leaking. But that tech is dangerous. An internal neuroamp that can theoretically control other people? If the evidence points to me, it's because Ularu used it to set me up. What better way to frame someone than to take control of their mind and have them actually perform the actions? Power, of course. Corporations maintain their success by any means necessary, but there are some measures Masako is reluctant to take. You may have noticed that none of your assignments directly involve murder. Masako reserves those actions only when it's absolutely necessary. Ularu sees this as a sign of weakness that needs to be dealt with. Because she knows I'm the most believable target, I'm the only one at RUJIN with the skills to even come close to being able to pull off a job like this. You want evidence? I've got it. Ularu has the skill to pull this off, but she's also been behind a desk for years now. I knew she'd miss something. This slate holds all the evidence against her. I just need you to deliver it to Dalton. It's the only way I can prove I'm innocent. Nix's contract limits his investigation to Ularu's computer and her network activity. I hacked into building security and was able to recover deleted records of her accessing the Project Dominion prototype. I guarantee the third-party company Dalton is using for his security directive Theta won't even notice it. Can't do that. The moment I step in that building, Dalton will lock me up, and Ularu will be on high alert. You really are naive when it comes to corporate culture. Once I'm back at RUJIN, Ularu will be looking to tie up any loose ends. So I can stay here and deal with you, or I can go back and deal with her. Which is why I'm hoping you'll take this evidence to Dalton. Of course you do. Look, if you just bring this slate to Dalton, I'm sure he'll understand. But if I go with you, everything is ruined. It's your choice. Do you want the truth? Or do you just want to be Employee of the Month? You're going to regret this.
This is bullshit.
Funny business.
No funny business.
back off.
Hold it right there. You aren't allowed on this floor. We may have had a few dealings in the past, but that doesn't make us friends. Now beat it. If I catch you trying anything again, I'll introduce your face to a few bullets.
Some sleep crate units available.
Cause any trouble?
Epside's a bad place for tourists.
Find better weapons in Neon than the ones I'm selling here. Hey, thanks for stopping by. The name's Ken. Let me know if you have any questions. I know these weapons like the back of my hand. Any self-respecting corporation should, right? What brings you to RUJIN Tower today? Well, then you're in the right place. I'm open for business. You should stop by the Tranquility Shop before you go, too. Delilah there is sweet and loves a good chat. Of course, you're probably here for the neuroamps. The RUJIN store is right across the lobby. You should poke your head in even if you aren't looking to buy. Sure thing. Let me know if anything appeals to you. Come back soon.
Well, look who's back. So tell me, what did you find out? If you think I'm paying for that information, think again. It's just a matter of time before it finds its way onto my desk, and I can be a very patient person. Inside the Syndicate? That area's off limits, and I think we both know why. Imogene knew exactly what she was doing when she went there. So tell me, what did you find out? I had a feeling you'd say that. Enjoy your time with Dalton. It'll all trickle back to me sooner or later.
Career will be over if this deal falls through.
Keep out of my way, and I'll keep out of yours.
Is there something I can help you with? Excuse me? Let me close this door before you say anything else you might regret. Just a moment. Shutting the door and engaging locks. That's better. And that's quite the story you just threw in my face. Not to mention a serious accusation. And just where is this absurd notion coming from? Is this a game? I wasn't aware. Oh, will you? If you only knew the number of truths we corporations hide on a daily basis, perhaps you'd rethink that statement. Looks like someone's been brushing up on their corporate skills. Fine. Since it's just you and me here, I'll come clean. I leaked Project Dominion to Infinity Ltd, but I'm no mole. Please. It's insulting that you think I'd actually be working for someone other than RUJIN or myself.
With the amount of secrecy and security surrounding that project, I'm happy to report that's true. You see, I'm not a mole. I'm an opportunist. And no one is more loyal to RUJIN than I am. Masako, on the other hand, is losing her touch. RUJIN needs strong leadership for what lies ahead. A CEO who can make the hard decisions. It's all part of my plan. But don't worry, Infinity Ltd will never be able to complete Vina's work. I made sure of that. What do you think? If someone was a threat to your family, would you be satisfied waiting for them to strike? Of course not. You'd eliminate the threat before it had a chance to act. In some cases, before it even realized what it was capable of. It was never my intent to involve Imogene. But when you arrived with information on Project Dominion, I knew Infinity had screwed up. I had no choice but to act fast. Imogene is the only one that Dalton and the others would believe was capable of pulling this off. It had to be her. Back then, hard decisions were all about screwing people over and white-collar crime. Today, they're more about ensuring success, by any means necessary. So, now that you know, it's time to see how good you are at making hard decisions. With your help, I can take down Masako and make the credits worth your while. So whose side are you on? Masako's or RUJIN's? That would be my side. I can see to it that you'll not only get a raise, but a substantial bonus, should all things go my way. Now that I know where your loyalties lie, I suggest you act as if nothing's changed. If you're looking for a scapegoat on Project Dominion, you can feed Imogene to the wolves. When it's time for the next phase of my plans, I'll let you know. Masako's going to regret not taking my advice. It's no secret that I consider Imogene to be my protege. I cared for her as a colleague and friend. But I've poured my life into RUJIN, and every day I see the reports of our competition growing, becoming bolder. When Project Dominion came along, it was the perfect opportunity to make my move. Unfortunately, Imogene was the only one who fit the profile to pull it off. Of course. Vina's original design was external, like all the others. I'd have Imogene go through the motions of delivering everything herself. Having her act as a double agent was just extra insurance. As I said, I'll fill you in when we're ready for the next step. We may be working together, but I don't trust you enough to divulge my plan in its entirety. It's nothing personal, just business. Perceptive, aren't you? Itaru Saito, Masako's predecessor. He's the one that inspired me to work for RUJIN Industries. He helped Ray DeCaris build this corporation out of nothing. And Masako managed to oust him, all due to a little friction with the Freestar Collective and Benjamin Bayou. I intend to reinstate the type of leadership that he represents. One that refuses to back down and does whatever it takes to succeed.
I've got my eye on you.
They know how to make a client feel welcome up here.
Any restricted areas.
You're back. And Imogen? I'll have Yuko determine her position so we can start tracking her. I can't argue with your logic. But guilty or not, there was valuable information we could have obtained from her. Were you at least able to gather any data on how she was able to access Project Dominion? And this is precisely my concern against such technology. I'll be sure to bring this up to Masako. Now, I need to undertake the laborious task of writing up a report to summarize all of this. In the meantime, Masako has requested your presence in R&D. She wants you to meet her in Vinakara's office. Just take the elevator down to Research and Development. You'll find Dr. Kara's office to your left as you enter the floor. Masako's been focusing on how to deal with Infinity Ltd. And their knowledge of Project Dominion. I believe her plans rely heavily on you. Vina's the head of our Research and Development team. She's the creator of Project Dominion, and often considered the protege of Ray DeCaris, RUJIN's founder. Not that I enjoy it, but I wouldn't trust anyone but myself with these reports as it is.